Before we start, I'd like to play a short video clip from the India Today conclave. The video clip, please.
I just want an oversized t-shirt, boxer shorts, unkempt hair, and unibrows. I want armpit hair long enough to plait. Yeah, I want a clean face without a trace of makeup. I want to look the way I do when I wake up. I want to scratch my head, dig my nose, lick my fingers, stretch my legs, and spread my toes. I want to smile with my gums showing, bare my teeth, contort my pretty little face into wrinkles. I want my crow's feet to look sexy, or my salt and pepper hair, or my sunburned skin. I want to be George Clooney, basically, but with breasts and a muffin. Alas, no, no, no. Control, control. Keep it down, stuff it up, bottle it in, switch it off, cross your legs, wear a bra, sit straight, and smile sweetly, please, for the camera.
And she would have further said, to Botox or not, filler after 40, eggs good one day, bad the next, SPF 20, 30, 50, 100. Black is back, broccoli smoothies, mantras, meditation, spanks, peels. 30 is the new 20, flax seeds, cleanse, tone, moisturize, Kapal Bharti. Organic or not, de-stress, detox, vitamin D, long com, Clinique, La Prairie, size 0. Liposuctions, diets, diets, diets. Oh my goodness. If these words hit you on a daily basis through books, newspapers, magazines, and the internet, you're not alone. Millions of women worldwide are trying to grapple with all this and more with one single objective: how to look younger, sexier, thinner, and basically 20 years old. In this special session on mind, body, and soul, we have 4 stunning women who will tell you how to keep it all together, cut through the jargon, and make you into a whole new you. She has looked the same age since I saw her 8 years ago. She keeps Bollywood looking young and fresh. She is the only Indian doctor on the board of the Anti-Aging World Congress. She looks fabulous, she looks ageless, and she has just written a book on how we can all look like her. Please welcome Dr. Rashmi Shetty. She's known for throwing the best parties in town. She's launched luxury products. She's worked on Miss Indias. You have to mind your P's and Q's around her because she will tell you off. She's the queen of etiquette, and according to designer Hemant Trivedi, she's got the best legs in town. Unfortunately, she's wearing trousers today. Please welcome Chhaya Momaya, image consultant, and much, much more. She believes food can do wonders for you if you take it wisely. She provides customized solutions to people for their health issues. She's also an expert in acupuncture and acupressure. She's helped many people start healthier lives. I also believe she's consulting with Omar Abdullah, who looks as good as he does. Please welcome Tapasya Mundhra, a wellness and nutrition expert. She is from Kashmir's first family. She's been surrounded by good-looking men all her life. How lucky is that? Starting with her father. She's a yoga teacher, a social entrepreneur, and, oh God, she's tall and beautiful, and we hate her. Please welcome Sara Abdullah Pilot. Okay, I'm just kidding. We don't really hate you. But as long as you're not sitting next to me and somebody being cruel this morning or yesterday when they thought of me to moderate this session said, let's put her with Sara Pilot. The comparison is obvious. I want to just cut through all this. Let's be honest this morning. When we appreciate another woman, we go up to her and say, oh, you're glowing. What are you doing? You've lost so much weight. You're looking stunning. Actually, we're saying, you know, we hate you, wither and die. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Tell me. So I just want to know, and I want each one of your opinions on this. Do we look good for ourselves? Do we want to look good for other women? Or better still, do we want to look good for men? Rashmi?
Talking with me?
Yes.
I know this might sound a little cliched and not true, but I really think I want to look good for myself. Because there's something called a good hair day. We all know that, right? The day your hair comes out really nice, the blow dries nice, your skin looks nice, you start a day, you're a better person to yourself, your mood is already elevated. So you're a better person with other people, your interactions are better. So you're a much more happier, productive, nicer person. So I like to look good for myself. But if that impacts the others, I'm happy.
Okay. Sara, for men, na?
No, actually, I have a bit of a confession because I feel like a fraud sitting up here with these experts on skin and nutrition and diet who can really probably tell you and answer all these questions. I thought I was coming to this summit initially to talk about my NGO and women's empowerment, so then to be on the mind, body and spirit and looking good and how to get thinner and fitter, I'm not sure. But yes, I think ultimately it all comes down to the self, whether it's an NGO, whether it's how you look, how you feel, how your skin is, how your hair is. Let's start with us and how we feel about ourselves.
Tapasya, you get a lot of patients wanting to look thinner, sexier. Who do you want to look good for? What's your motivation? Chhaya, you're perhaps the best equipped to answer this.
First of all, let me compliment all the women over here. As soon as I walked in, I saw such gorgeous women, and I really mean it. Not all to wither away or anything like that. But having said this, I like to look good for everyone because that's what I teach, and that's what I like my clients to look like. So, of course, the first come the men. And, you know, they're very honest. And the look that you get from the men is more honest than what you get from the women. So I would definitely want to look good for the men. Thank you.
I wish you'd worn a skirt today. Okay, this question is really for you, Chhaya. I just want to quote some statistics from the United States. $4 billion are spent on cosmetics every year. $30 billion are spent on beauty salons. 37 million women color their hair. 84% of all plastic surgery is done on women. 2 million breast implants. And I'm sure this is soon coming to India, whenever we get the statistics. Is looking good that important in your view? To all the women who come to you for image consultancy, is it that compelling that so much money and effort and time and pain is gone through?
Yes, looking good is extremely important because even when you're presenting a solitaire, you need to gift wrap it, okay? A solitaire loses its value when you don't gift wrap it well. But I must say that, you know, when you eat well, you exercise well, you look after your skin and hair and your diet right from childhood, you'll always look good. You'll never have to resort to the cosmetic part of it. Sorry, doctors, if I've affected anyone, but honestly, when you live fresh, when you eat fresh, it stays with you all your life. And we have one standing example, Sara, over here. Just see how gorgeous, like, she's got no trace of anything artificial on her. That's what I like to believe, and I can see. So that's where it is. And of course, everyone's not born with that kind of mindset. So you have to resort to doing what you have to. And if you do have the extra money to spend, why not? You only have one life. So just go ahead and enjoy and look the way you want to.
So I just want to add to that. You know, the Chinese concept of beauty, as we all know, was small feet.
Yes.
And generations of Chinese women went through with bound feet.
Correct.
Is the pain worth it? And I'm just using that as a
I think
example.
it's subjective. It's subjective. I would not want to go through that pain to achieve something which is not me. But I can't say that for a lot of people because surgeries are still happening. People are still injecting and inducting the face and the gels and all that. So I guess somewhere women or people don't have a problem going through that pain. But I wouldn't for any cost.
Sara, do you have something to add to that?
I think it would be nice if we could look at it at a different level. We all inhabit our physical bodies. I'm not pretending that we don't. But I think that sense of identification with how I look, my face, my body, is too much now. Is it not more important what I am, my being? I might look fabulous and I might be 50 kilos and 6 feet tall or whatever it is. But if you don't really like to be around me, then is that what is so important? Or if my insides, my health, my kidneys, my heart, I might be skinny. There are people who are skinny but are not healthy on the inside. And yet we look at them and we think, wow, this is what I want to be. So maybe shifting the focus from just the outer body, not to say that, yeah, our bodies are our temple. Let's look after them. We want them to be healthy when we're 70, 80, 90 years old, and that's why we're doing our yoga, and that's why we're eating well and looking after our skin and all those things. But maybe we can prioritize things slightly differently.
Rashmi, you get a lot of people wanting to freeze their faces.
Yeah.
They want to be what they are today. And they want to say, okay, till the day I die, I should look like this. How do you deal with that? I mean, are you actually okay, so there are two ways, right? One, you change your face. Thinner nose, bigger eyes, plumper lips. Or you say, okay, I like the way I look right now and I want to look like this for the next 30 years. What is your focus? What do you advocate? What do you advise these women?
Yeah, as all of the panelists were rightly saying, there are all sorts of people. So I wouldn't take it upon myself to dictate what someone else should want. I am here to provide what you want in a very medically safe way, and something which will not even give you an untoward effect in the long run. Having said that, do I like to freeze people? Absolutely not. But do people come asking for that? Oh, yes, they do. So what I do is I sit down and try and educate them, saying freezing is not necessarily anti-aging. If you see a child, it can still frown, and there could be frown lines for a child as young as 5 years old. So anti-aging is very, by and large, confused with no line on the face. That is not true. That is what we need to understand is not true. Anti-aging is to look beautiful where age is no more a criteria. Like, you look at Sara now, since everybody's pointing at her, I'm going to point at her too and say, she's beautiful. But did it ever cross your mind, is she 20, is she 30, is she 40? No. So age is not a number that you should aim to reverse or to freeze. No matter what age, there are people that you look at and say, oh my God, how beautiful. I just met Mrs. Puri for the first time today. And I just looked at her face and honestly, I kept staring at her to the extent that I thought maybe she'd think I'm rude because she's beautiful. Yes, she has lines on her face. I mean, yes, I can see she's untouched.
I'm going to proudly say thank you.
I mean, that's okay. With all the lines and with all those little blemishes on her face, she looks stunning. So that is what anti-aging should be. But having said that, you have a face where I always identify for people who come seeking. I say, this is your star feature of the face. So for someone, it could be the eye. For someone, it could be the lip. Then we'll work on that star feature, and let's try and clear the clutter around. So if there's a little pigmentation here and there, a little texture that I can improve of your skin, a little good regime that I can give you. Sometimes as simple as coconut oil applying at night increases your hydration. A particular ingredient called linolenic acid in that has been proven as antibacterial, anti-aging. So simple things that you can do to improve your texture and color, and then work on one feature.
Oh, wait.
Is all.
What have you done? Because you've looked the same for 8 years. I met you 8 years ago. So I want you to stand up and be honest. Please point to the various areas of your face and tell us what you've done.
Okay, so here's what I do. First,
honestly.
Honestly.
Okay.
I did see the opening speech which said we're all in a very closed surrounding, so let's be honest and confessional. So here it is. I did do some Botox for my frown sometime, but then I said no, even if I frown, I don't look that bad, so I just left it at that. And it's at your hand, it's free for you, so you're very tempted to do it on yourself. So that's the first thing that I ended up trying on myself. But honestly, I didn't continue doing that, so it wasn't that bad. I like to do a little bit of Botox to keep my brow there, which I keep doing at times so that it doesn't fall heavy on my eyes, because that's what I see the pattern with my mom and dad beginning to age. So that's what I've done. That's all is what I have done, because I thank my South Indian genes. Few things that I definitely do is, however tired, I don't go to bed without washing my face. I don't really care what's the face wash. Maybe this is not the right thing coming from me, but I really don't care. Whatever bar of soap is next to the wash basin, I just wash my face. I make sure I do that. And I put a night cream and a lip balm. That's a couple of things that I always do. And I don't step out without a sunscreen, a little bit of eye care cream. I like to darken my eyebrows because I don't have any eyebrows. And yeah, a little bit of mascara, and that's what I do.
Rashmi, you're sounding like those women who suddenly lose a lot of weight. आप क्या कर रहे हो? हम तो कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम तो सुबह परांठे भी खाते हैं और शाम को अंडे भी खाते हैं. मतलब, come on.
Honestly, okay, there's a picture of my mom in the book which I was talking about, age raise. You see her, you will know.
Okay, I'll let you off. I'll let you off. Sara, you've been blessed with great genes. We know that, right? How do you think it's a struggle or a stress factor in your life to keep looking the way you do? Because you know you do age, and I'm sure you look different from when you were 20. Not too different, but you possibly do. Is that a stress factor in your life? That you know, I've got to be looking like, because I've looked good all my life, I need to keep looking like this. How does it work on your mind?
Honestly, no. Just like everybody else, I wake up in the morning sometimes when I haven't had enough sleep, and I think, oh gosh, I have to go and teach a yoga class and I look like crap. So what am I going to do about this? But does it stress me out because of what my brother might look like when he's on TV, or because someone might know me if I walk past them? Honestly, no. I'm just like everybody else, where the things that are bothering me are, oh, I forgot to give my son his skates in school today, or what am I going to do in my next class, or what's happening with my NGO. I have the bad hair days, and, you know, I shouldn't have eaten that extra slice of cake days, but it doesn't govern my life and what I do with it.
I read a report this morning, which has just been published by MIT, that smokers, the effect of giving up smoking, the pleasure of giving up smoking, has a negative effect on the fact that you have given up smoking. There's so much stress that it takes away the good effects of not smoking. Does that kind of make sense? No. It doesn't? I want to liken that to food, because food, you know, you give up everything. Basically, I don't think I've eaten chola bhaturas for 5 years or something. We all give up a lot of things that we love, right? But the stress of giving those up, is that more negative? And does that affect you negatively? And then the sort of thing that I'm going to look great and good, Tapasya?
The stress kills you more than the indulgence. So you will have to draw a line and eat everything. Enjoy your chole bhatures if you want to. There's no harm in that. But the key to everything is portion control. You should include everything you eat. You're born and brought up with eating. But the time to eat and the portion to eat is the crucial factor in your making it your lifestyle eventually. So there's nothing like you're deprived of a gulab jamun. There's nothing like you're deprived of an ice cream. You have your days when you eat them, but you should know how to balance it. You cannot keep on eating a chole bhature throughout, like 4 times in a month. That won't work. But yeah, once a month, no harm.
So I'm going to eat lunch today.
What was your yesterday lunch? Depends on that.
If I tell you the recipe of my smoothie, you'll hire me. Chhaya, I've seen your video where you were telling these sort of aspiring Miss Indias, right? एक लड़की की, एक woman की अदा होनी चाहिए. Ada must be part of her personality. Tell us, what, beyond the fact of looking good, there's a lot that goes into the personality that's appealing, right? Tell us how you advise people, or what would you advise people who are looking to add a little thing? Only women, since we are mostly women, and the men we are ignoring today.
I think it's Ada means a lot of sensuality. You know, women can be sexy till certain stage of life, but sensuality stays with you throughout. Our latest example would be, you know, Zora Segal. You know, with her eyes, she could emote sexuality without being on the face. I have Mrs. Buller sitting in the audience with us, and I've really admired her, and I can't stop raving about her beauty even today. And of course, we all, though it sounds cliche, but Maharani Gayatri Devi ji. You know, all these women have inspired us that you never age, but you can look sensuous. And that Ada, even the way you sit on a chair, the way you get up, the way you even sip a drink, that's all part of sensuality. Even when you talk to your women friend, why only men? You can be a little more flirtatious because wo ek Ada hai. And, you know, Ada brings a lot of grace, beauty. You know, beauty to me is subjective. Light eyes, fair skin, some people like, some people may not like, and everyone can't be that boring, correct? Imagine if everyone was fair, light-eyed, it would be just a boring place in the world. So, you know, skin, height, hair, everything has to differ. But what stays with you is your Ada, your sensuality. And I can very, very confidently say that I have seen so many women, even at 80, I don't call that an age. Age is just a number for me. I think, and when I see them, the way they talk, the way they use their fingers, even when they're cooking, the way they put the masalas, I think that's the beauty of a woman, and that's sensuality. So don't let that go out of you. Even if you've been married for 20, 25 years, 30 years, 50 years, stick to the sensuality, and you see the way your husband just keeps admiring you. And women, you always have it in you, please. So that's the Ada. You know, when women drink water, they gulp it down. Women don't drink, they sip. So women, please sip. Okay? Yes, that's the way it is. She did it, and that, you know, the way the finger comes out, don't try too hard, let it be natural. Even when you're talking, addressing somebody, look into the eyes with that little bit of masti, wo Ada hoti hai. Just bring that out in you. And see, even there are younger men who'd get attracted to you. And why not? You know, you can go shopping. You don't need to shop, correct?
There are a lot of Mrs. Robinsons out here.
But that's what it is about. You know, I like to teach my clients how to flirt.
Where are the men? Where are the men?
Shekhar. Mr. Puri, yeah, there are such good-looking men here in the audience here. There are a few of them. So, correct me if I'm wrong.
I just want to, that brings me to my next question. And this is to each one of you. Has the concept of beauty changed? Because we, you know, in the old days, it was Madhubala, and it was, you know, all the other wonderful women who were on our screen. And they were all voluptuous and well built and everything else. And people used to say, great eyes, great hair. Now you walk into a room and you may have the most stunning face in the world, and you're invisible if your body is not whatever, right? I mean, I've experienced that, believe me. I want to know from you, has the concept of beauty changed because do men just look at bodies, or do women just look at bodies? It's not about the face anymore.
May I sound bold?
Please.
Okay. Just a month ago, Manish Malhotra, the designer, we were just chatting, and I told him I'm completing about 25 years of marriage. He's saying, you know, why your husband's still sticking with you? Because you have the right curves, right places. So I said, wow. So imagine the designers are thinking like that. So I think that classic beauty, the classic curves, and that's what the Indian women are made of. And I think we need to stick to that. Size should never be the thing. I don't want to look like a hanger. I definitely want my husband to hold something about me when I'm in bed with him. You know, I may sound a little bold, but that's a fact. And I think curves are very important on women. The kind of clothes that we wear, look, they really enhance our looks and the beauty. This is my take on it. I don't know about the others.
Tapasya, are there a lot of women who come to you for losing weight?
Absolutely, I agree with this. Everybody wants to be a 50 kilo to be beautiful. I mean, this is something which shouldn't happen because you have to look at your age, your physical body type, your physical attributes to the body, your lifestyle problems which you're facing, and then decide. Don't decide your beauty by the scales. It should be by what you are and what you feel and how well can you carry whatever you're wearing.
That's the ideal world. Men don't look at you like that, no?
No, they do. They do, yeah. There will be a lot of women who will look at you, wanting to look at you being thinner, not the men.
Sara, has the concept of beauty changed? You wouldn't know, right?
I think everything changes all the time. Don't they say that the only constant in life is change? So everything changes, and it's not just that it's the concept of beauty changes over time. What for some person is beautiful is not, the same for the other. A small example. I think I'd gone a few weeks ago to have my nails done or something, and the woman said, "Kya ho gaya hai aapko? Itna tan. I'll just get a scrub out and I'll scrub." And I said, "No, but actually I quite like it. I don't want to be so white and so pale." And there you go. So is there a right? Is there a wrong? Is pale right? Is tan beautiful? Is it not? And ultimately, you have to figure out in yourself, what do you like about you? And actually, can we love ourselves with whatever it is? Can I be okay with the tan? And can I be okay with the white skin? And can I be okay if I wake up one morning and I have a pimple here? Or will I keep telling myself, looking in the mirror, I hate this, I look so fat, I'm so disgusting, I'm so gross, I'm too black, I'm too white. Can we stop that negative conversation and be a little gentle with ourselves? Maybe.
Rashmi, concept of beauty, has it changed?
Okay, a lot of soul searching has happened. So I'm going to answer it plain and simple. Who is this to? Like, to me, I think a man likes us the way we are, as she said, nice and voluptuous and nice. I've never seen a man look at a absolute slim stick and say, wow. It's us women who are judgmental about each other. It's us who keep looking at each other and say, oh my God, she's lost 2 kilos, I better lose 2 kilos. I don't think so. I don't think men do it. So the concept remains on who is thinking of it, one. Two, if I have to technically answer it, as Tapasya rightly said, you need to see what's the ideal weight for your body. And now people are beginning to understand. Like 3 years ago, there were women who used to come and want to look like their teenage daughters and have the same waist ratio, whatever ratio they wanted. But they have seen and we have educated them to say, look what it does to your face. There's a term called runner's face. Because you end up losing so much weight, you run so much to get that ideal body proportion, your face looks haggard, like overdrained and sucked out, and it looks really bad. So what are you trying to achieve? Look thin or look beautiful? So if we have to achieve to look beautiful, then you need to have, as Sara rightly said, it's not necessary you're a particular weight or you're not necessary you're a particular color. You need to look beautiful overall. So that's actually set in now. So they're okay not to kill themselves for that last extra pound, but to be okay to look beautiful. I think that's what is in, if you ask me, at least among the patients that I encounter, that's what it is now.
So I just want to ask the two of you, Tapasya and Rashmi, since you deal with so many patients every single day, is there a trade-off between good nutrition, healthy lives, and looking good?
Yeah, it's all interlinked, 100%. Good mind, good soul, good food habits, everything is interlinked. Environment, mind, and body.
But it could go horribly wrong, right? Because you can follow a fat diet, right? And you could screw up your insides and you're still...
I think most of them have done this.
Okay.
Most of them.
Rashmi?
I think that, as I said in my previous answer, that there was a phase when people did that and then realized. So now I tell them, no matter which dietitian you go, like in every profession, there are good and bad professionals. So no matter who you go to, I want to see 2 spoons of oil in your diet. So it's very important that, would you agree with me?
100%.
Yeah. So I want to see 2 spoons of oil in your diet, no matter if you go back to the grandma's ghee, because that's one of the best forms of oil, as long as you don't heat and kill the ghee. So whether it's coconut oil or ghee, you don't have to do the fancy newer oils, but you need to do that. And if you're a rice eater, please suit yourself. Eat a bit of rice. That makes you feel happy. When you're happy, it comes out in your soul, in your skin, in your eyes. So it's just about eating everything right, being happy, as much as cliched it sounds, sleeping right, being a good person. All that ultimately shows in your eyes and your skin. And yes, don't trivialize what you can do from the outside. It is very important that you do your little sunscreens, your Botoxes, and your fixes as well. Appropriately, though.
And work out.
So all that you need to do from the outside goes on.
But I have to say, my 83-year-old mother says that there are no ugly women anymore. Everyone looks good. And I think, you know, having lived so long, she's been through the experience of when women didn't actually look so good if they didn't do things to themselves. I want to just open this to the house. I'm sure there are lots of questions, and I hope you'll ask some pointed questions, Dr. Rashmi Shetty. Anybody? What? Yes, there's a question right there.
Cosmetic is, I mean, I don't really know, do you even do liposuctions and all?
No, I'm not a surgeon. I'm a physician.
Oh.
So I do most of the cosmetic, non-surgical work like injectables and lasers and skincare.
Okay. So the question is that, do you think the women who come for these things have low self-esteem?
I wouldn't say they necessarily have low self-esteem, but when I was, in fact, Googling, I'm sorry, again, I come back to Sara. I was just Googling our co-panelists, and I saw one of the beautiful NGO work that Sara was doing, and in some point of her talk, she was saying how much helping those women and empowering them gets their confidence high. We always somehow associate a low self-esteem for people who are less privileged. But there are a whole load of people who are very well privileged, like any of us, who could also suffer from that not being appreciated kind of low self-esteem, which definitely gives a big boost. If that little tweak is done in their look, in their appearance, probably in putting themselves together, not necessarily one portion of it, but all of it, grooming them towards better, definitely helps. Definitely helps.
So nobody is listening. Tell us some Bollywood secrets. Who's done what?
That's it. Then I'll have to shut shop tomorrow. Give me a job here. I'll do just that right now.
Today is very, very different from what our parents ate. I mean, once upon a time, you could eat everything, a little bit of everything. Today, you're told milk, no, no, wheat, no, no. How does that work for our systems? I mean, are we suddenly supposed to jump into an arena where we don't know? Suppose you take something like quinoa. Now, you're suddenly told, eat quinoa. It's a South American seed, right? Now, we have to eat it in India. You tell me that.
I was just talking to them outside there that this is the latest fashion, that we have a quinoa in the market and we need to use it. This is not what India ate, right, few years back. So as and when we are exposed to so many variety of food, we influence our digestion a lot, and that's where our digestion suffers. We focus, we give it so many varieties of food. We are eating sushi, Thai, Chinese, every type of food in our lifestyle, which was not the case few years ago. Talking about milk, particularly the milk which we have today is fully, we have it with preservatives. That's why the bacteria in there doesn't suit our intestine. That's where the lactose intolerance comes from, not the milk which is the cow's milk. If you drink your cow's milk, there's no harm. People are following this gluten-free diet unnecessarily. They are meant for a particular disease type people, not for everybody. Because wheat is not in fashion, nobody wants to eat roti.
So what you mean is
a lot of this is a bad idea.
Would you recommend amaranth as a substitute
Amaranth is very, very ancient grain in Maharashtra. It's not new. It's more suitable to their climate, their way of living than to people in North India.
Okay, we have a question from Jamal Sheikh, editor, Men's Health.
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm the editor of Men's Health, so I'm going to ask you a question from the man's point of view. Slightly flippant, so bear with me. When complimenting a lady, how honest can a guy truly be?
Say it all.
Can we go one by one, please? I'd like to know each one's point of view.
Chhaya, would you like to take this first?
Jamal, you come off very straightforward always. So this definitely the answers for you. I think it's very important. All the women like to feel good, look good. It's the way you say it is very important. Look at her eyes, nowhere else, and the compliment will be taken well.
Tapasya, would you like to answer that? No? Sara, come on. Attempt it.
Honesty is always the best policy, but I think as long as you stay kind and not mean, then you're fine.
Rashmi?
Yeah, I think I'd second Sara and say honesty, but at least sometimes if you tell us, yeah, you look a little fat, then we'll believe the other times you're telling us you don't look fat. If you always keep saying you don't look fat, then the doubt always remains, and that's when you get into trouble.
You have to be careful of loving husbands who say you look like $1 million. They don't mean it. Then you go wrong.
No, the husbands never say that.
No, they
other
do,
men
and that's when you go wrong. Sangamitra, editor prevention. Is she there? Sangha. Mike.
Mala, could I answer this question?
That sounds like a voice I know.
You know
Poonam
this
Bhagat. Okay. Hi, Poonam.
Hi. Jamal, can I answer your question? Yeah, I loved the question. And I truly believe that every single woman has positive traits. So what you have to do is just hone into her best asset, whatever it may be it her eyes, her smile, her speech, the way she holds herself. Just hone into her best asset and compliment her on that.
That would be very dangerous, Poonam.
Not at all. Not the boobs. Stay away from the boobs. Thank you,
Very
Mala.
dangerous. Sangamitra, would you like to ask a question?
We've been talking about women mainly because we are at the Women's Summit, but I'd like to ask everyone on the panel, do men come to you with their problems? Is it only women? Is it only us who are carrying the burden and having this negative dialogue inside us?
I train a lot of men. So they have a lot more issues than the women, honestly. In fact, I think women are a lot more confident. Sorry, men, but it's a fact. Women are a lot more confident. They do solve their problems on their own most of the time. But the men who don't know where to ask and what to do. So I do have a lot of queries from the men. And in fact, the ratio is almost about 65% is men in the clients that I have.
Rashmi?
Sorry to interrupt, but
sorry.
I
Yes?
just had another aside and a question. Who are these people who come to you to learn how to flirt?
They're mainly global. When they travel a lot, there are a lot of bankers. Then there are a lot of business industrialists. Especially when they have to travel a lot more internationally. These are the kind of people who come and ask.
No, if Mala is wondering, she had mentioned
learn not to flirt. Okay, not
No. They ask her how to flirt.
Yes. Good.
I'd say in regular practice, I at least see, earlier I used to hardly see like 5%. Now I see around 25%, but I must say hair is their main concern than the rest of the face. That's
No
one.
surprises.
Yeah, most of the times. And again, we got into a little bit of statistics when I started writing the book Age Race. I was thinking, should I make it gender inclusive or not? And then that's exactly what they said, that men have the questions, but they think it's uncool to come and approach that. So if a book is gender inclusive or there is information on a common platform, they wouldn't mind Googling it. And recently, I just did a teaching congress at the Berlin Derm Society, and I spoke mainly about how to treat men differently and not to feminize them. And my last thank you slide was, we don't want to kiss frogs and ogres anymore. So we don't want to change you. You better come to us.
Okay,
nice
very
and
quickly,
change.
we have to wind this up. We're running out of time. I want a one-word answer. If you had to do one thing, you could do nothing else, one thing, Chhaya, to exude a very confident personality, what would you do?
Sorry, can
the one thing to change your image into a very confident, desirable person, what would you do?
I think a lot of knowledge.
Okay. Tapasya, if you had to do the one thing to get all the good nutrients into your life every single day, apart from everything else, what would you do?
Don't get scared of food. Eat everything.
Oh God, that's very popular for some reason. Sarah, the one fitness thing you would never give up.
Meditate, meditate, meditate.
Rashmi, the one skin secret, one skin thing you would do every single day of your life.
Pick the right moisturizer for your skin and keep douching your skin with it.
We don't even know how to pick that. But we'll speak to you on the sidelines. A loud round of applause for all the four ladies. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, do put your hands together for that session there. I would request the four lovely ladies to stay on stage, get a quick picture taken, while I request Mr. Shekhar Gupta, Editor-in-Chief, Vice Chairman India Today, to come up on stage and present a small token of our appreciation to the four lovely ladies here. Can we have a bit of an applause for them? They've entertained us, all four of them there. Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. Thank you.